Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Berserk manga read-through. We're starting volume 17 in this episode. I've been super excited to get back into Berserk after just taking like a small break. Just wasn't like hugely in the mood to be like reading through, so I didn't want to just like force it. So I was like, I'll come back to it and read some more Berserk when the mood strikes. So we're here to pick up with volume 17. Chapter 122. So we left off last time with the Iron Chain Knights in pursuit of the Black Swordsman, and due to Serpico actually throwing that branch, it was noted in the comments of my previous video, Serpico quickly threw that branch to throw Guts off course, allowing Farnese, which is also how that is pronounced, Lady Farnese, to land a blow on Guts. So it was also mispronouncing her name as Farnese. It's just like, sometimes you just read a name wrong, how it comes about. But it's more of apparently it's like more of like an Italian style name, so Farnese is how you say it. And so we got Serpico, Azan, and Farnese. That's our like trio leading the Holy Iron Chain Knights. So we'll get into volume 17 now. This is our cover image for the beginning of it, with a balet attached to a bird on a crucifix. So good imagery to start. So we're now binding, obviously we're continuing still in the binding chain chapter of the conviction arc. And another thing to note as well that was pointed out really, which is something that can be interpreted in different ways. I went back and had a look over it, is, we had Guts being tortured by Lady Farnese, but it was also like, she like reacted in anger, and it seems that there was definitely like that fire there, like that anger, but it was also a little bit kinky with a little bit of lust there apparently. It doesn't really come across so much in that interaction. The way that I read it is it was more she got carried away with it, to the point where she was, out of breath. As you do, you get to the point where you hear your own heartbeat, and just like got startled because she was interrupted while she was in that zone. But I can definitely see it getting interpreted as, a woman of faith, also getting a little bit too carried away, with the old whip there, getting a little bit kinky with Guts, making him bleed. So I can definitely see how you would also interpret it that way. But I try not to always push to like just be like, it's like a sex thing. But we'll have to see how the characters sort of grow, because I've only just been introduced to these characters, so I'm kind of like allowing myself to see how they've been written instead of kind of putting my own motives on them. So I don't really have them figured out yet. Azan seems very straightforward. There's a bit more to Serpico at first glance than you think, and then Lady Farnese is quite an intriguing character. So I'm kind of just sitting back and keeping an open mind to how these characters are gonna fit into the story, because they're quite interesting. It's a cool group of knights. So this chapter starts off once again seeing your demon spirits off in the distance in the darkness as the sun goes down. This ain't good. Sacrifice. Yes, so Guts is just chilling in his cage as demons are coming for a feast. The unseen. Caged and swordless, in the shape I'm in. What do I do? Here I am, Zupa. Problem solved, Zupa. As he flies on down with the keys. Swift hero, Puck. Oh yeah, he's still around. I've come to rescue you, Guts. What was that? Here, escape with these keys. Good, let me out. What about thank you? What, for every little thing? Even good friends show courtesy. Look, don't think that just because you settled in a guy's bag, you can... Then I shall return these. Stealing is wrong, after all. Hey, wait a minute. Thank you. I'll ring him later. Very much, oh great Puck. Thank you very much, oh great Puck. I can't hear you. Thank you very much, oh great Puck. Just pinch and twist. If I must such a bother. First aid first. God damn it. Alright, he's getting free. Behind the back of a guard, not paying attention, but he needs to get away from these goddamn demons. Sacrifice! Sacrifice! I'll put the hurt on this garbage. Puck trying to fight against him because he's got a bloated ego from that time that he was like, I'm stronger than Guts. Forget about it. The night timers are a lot different from the day timers. Why didn't you tell me? If I don't hurry, I'll lose any chance to get away. What to do? Anyway, gotta get my gear back. That's my only outfit. But my weapons are in that bitch's tent. Perfect. I'll take her hostage if I got her. I knew it. He's getting too used to this. No guards? So this is... She's in front of this thing, which is the volume cover art. She does it to herself. Interesting. There you go. Flailing her own back and making herself bleed. What have we here? Dear God, please guide me. Please guide me. And who would it be behind me? You! So, obviously what Lady Farnese has on her table is not quite what was pictured in that Volume 17 cover. It was an actual real bird with a bayonet attached. But what's curious about that is it leads me to believe that there'll be some sort of... The bayonet's going to factor in to her character in some way, shape or form. So I'm quite curious about that. But yeah, intimidating one-armed man walks into a tent at night. And just... Good night. Oh man. Charming, huh? Boy gets suited up. You were badly injured. If you push yourself, you'll reopen your wounds. But Puck, that's what we have your magical pixie dust for. Yeah, he's like hurting a bit. Not quite up to snuff. Lady Farnese, trouble. The Black Swordsman is... You're... Douche. Left hooked right into the face. Brutal. Now then. Looks like I gotta take her after all. You gonna put her shirt on her, dude? Wait, look here. Whoops. Don't you forget this. How rude to my Betchy. Yeah, so the bayonet was also on the table. What I was almost thinking for a second there is we were going to see like the bayonet attached to it, and she's like shedding her own blood to, you know, activate the bayonet by putting her blood on it or something. I mean, still likely that we might get something like that. That's what I'm interpreting at face value of seeing that image on the image at the beginning of the volume. Fire! It's Lady Farnese's tent! The Black Swordsman's escaped! All forces arise! The flames will spread to other tents in this wind. And we have a hostage situation. So we've got Azan and Serpico. Lady Farnese! How did you? There we go. How about clearing the way, pal? You think you can escape in your condition? We'll see. Who says only clergy can burn someone alive? Just watch. I'll light her ass on fire. He'd do it too. Taking a woman hostage. Despicable. We've no choice. Everyone stand back. Much obliged. Oh, he's going to take himself a horse as well. Oh, no, he's going to prevent the horses from being able to pursue. He scatters the horses. And takes one for himself. Yep, totally just took Farnese without a shirt. She'll be fine. Doesn't matter if she's gonna go out there in the cold. How could you? Don't sweat it. Ha! Quickly! Gather up the horses! A colossal blunder for me. We cannot let him escape this way. Ooh. Who goes? Ah, very swift. Serpico already mounted and in pursuit. I swear, you aren't human. This time you've gone too far, setting horses on fire. Who do you have to thank for having run this far? A horse? Then apologize to the horse. Sorry, horse. Oh, she's up. So long as you... Whoa! Yo, shoes on the other foot now. Don't struggle. If you fall on these rocks with your hands and feet bound, you're dead. Don't worry, we're not gonna eat you or nothing. Oh, I'm Puck. Let me off, you bastard, if you think you'll get away with treating me, the leader of the Holy Iron Chain Knights, like this. Shut up. If you keep yapping, I'll have to knock you out again. Boonk. Ah, hey. Sorry, but you're with me for a bit. There are things I need to ask of you. It's a disgrace that this apostate could... Let me off! I'd rather fall and die than be subject to your will. Damn it. Oh, she's off. Oh. She's almost fallen off. Come on, Guts. Yanking her back up. Now you better calm down some. Ugh. Ain't there any love in this man? Nope. I'm so sorry, miss. My teachings hardly reach him. Oh, I'm Puck. I'll get him. Burn him at the stake. And then Puck's face. I wonder what her... Yeah, because she was praying in front of the thing, just being like, please guide me, as she was like shedding tears in pain. I thought that was going to be some sort of like repentance thing. She's like doing like a forgive me for I have sinned and I'm punishing myself sort of thing. But there is, I guess, if we're looking at it through a kinky lens, she might enjoy doing it to herself, you know? We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Stop making a fool of me! What are you doing? She doesn't see, huh? She's not trying to. When it comes to me, to elves, she doesn't perceive us. Interesting. She can't see Puck. Serpico in pursuit with that crossbow in hand. Look at this. I'm expecting a dead-eye aim from this guy. Ooh! With all of the demons and spirits in pursuit as well. And he notices. Okay, this is quite interesting. So I wonder if this is linked. The unseen. I wonder if this is linked where Serpico can see these spirits, right? Farnese can't see Puck. I wonder if Farnese can see the spirits as well, or whether they're sort of like one in the same. You have to maybe be like exposed to a particular thing or be of a certain nature to be able to see the magical and supernatural, potentially. And she's kind of blind to that stuff. We will find out in the Night of Miracles, chapter 123, as Serpico notices that there are demons in pursuit that are much faster than he is, which spooks the horse and throws him from the mount. What was that? Doesn't perceive them. What's that supposed to mean? How should I explain it? For instance, when humans notice something, it stays in their memory. But if it's something they don't care about, they don't remember, do they? Sometimes people don't notice an elf right in front of them since it doesn't capture their attention. They can't even recall it happening. Why though? Dunno. Doesn't make much sense to me either. For some reason, lots of priests are like that. Not so much in rural chapels, but when I go in big cathedrals, I'm not seen too much. Why does he keep mumbling to himself? And like in big cities. The old fortune teller lady from the entertainer troupe said, what was it? Oh yeah, those who cling to the rigid world don't perceive elves, I think. Okay, so it's specifically elves. So Farnese would be able to see like the demon spirits as well, I guess. So those who cling to the rigid world cannot perceive elves. Rigid world. Huh. Oh, but he can okay. She can hear Puck by what he's saying, but can't see him. Even so, being ignored peeves me. Time for some fun. Starts tickling her. Quit that. Touching my back. Guts. Interesting. So, like, can't perceive him visually, but can feel him on her back, and also can hear him. And so he just thinks that... so Farnese thinks that that's Guts doing that to her. I know. I'm bleeding. Here they come. My men. No, not your men. Something darker. Something else. Ooh, bam! Slice right through him, dude. Will I last till morning? What? It's too dark to see. What's going on? Huh? Oh god, and they like touch her on the face. Oh! Wow. Keep your eyes open. Watch. You won't see this praying to idols. God's putting on a show for us. A miracle on earth. God damn. Ah, crap. If I keep swinging this, the horse won't be able to take it. Ah! Hey! Struggle and you'll fall off. Oh, horse is about to lose it. Yep. Okay. Fell off. Guts captures her, though. She's been caught as the horse tumbles down the hill. Why? Why? I told you, I've got questions. Can't have you busting your head on a rock. Questions? You're going to tell me why you people follow me around. In your dreams, I've got nothing to say to an apostate like you. She runs off into a group of hounds, which aren't looking too friendly. Wild dogs. I don't have time to mess with them right now. Want me to talk to them? Oh shit. They're getting possessed. Oh, dude. We're about to have demon dogs. Oh, look at the faces. That's fucked. She's like, I take that back. Sacrifice. No way. Something like this can't happen. That's why it's called a miracle. Oh my god. And let's just separate limbs and appendages from bodies, shall we, on the dogs? Fucking hell. Flesh. Give flesh. Dish. Oh my god. Why shy away at the good part? If you're so spiritual, you could at least give me one of those lines, like, Dear God. See what she's witnessing right now, and this will, I guess, potentially change her perspective on like what's actually happening with Guts and why there's such a trail of death behind him. Because the trail of death follows him too. I've had my fill of miracles, enough to make me puke. It's the end of Night of Miracles. Her exposure to this is actually going to be really interesting for her, I think. I'm very curious to see how she's going to start interacting with Guts once she's separated from the Chain Knights and sort of like the fight subsides. I don't understand. Chapter Past and Future. I can't process anything. Only that I'm filled with fear. Not even words of prayer come to mind. Holy crap, Guts. Look at that. Look at that shot. That's a cool double spread. The one that's still clinging onto his metal arm. So sick. Ah. What? The face while like the jaw is broken. This is nuts. Must escape from here. From this nightmare. There's the horse. If I can ride that, I'm saved. I order you. Allow me to mount you, then run, quickly. She talks to the horse as if it can understand her. Oh, no. Oh, Ludwig, is that you? No. No, dude, that's terrifying. What the fuck? I mount the woman. Oh no, don't do this. Don't do demon horse thing. Don't do it. No! Oh, not with the horse cock. Mira, why are you writing this? Why are you drawing this, man? Ooh, it's right there. It do be just hanging. Oh my god, dude. Hey Guts, you wanna sort of jump in there, bud? Sort of remove head from body. Oh shit. I did not expect that. Literal eclipse flashback to Femto and Casca. Holy shit. I actually was thinking about this the other day before I was getting back into reading Berserk. It's just like, I miss Casca, dude. Like, I miss that, the nice dynamic part, you know? I miss Casca in this story. It's such like a lonely story with just Guts, you know? And there we go. Head has been severed, just as I was waiting for. Holy shit, that is some control. That is some sword control. As the blade of the Dragon Slayer stops right above Farnese's neck. You better hope she keeps her head down and doesn't just lift it up at that point. We were literally about to get like horse rape, dude. They just keep throwing it in there. It's been a while since I was like, oh, maybe I'll move out of my, maybe I'll move out of being, you know, having to censor most of the panels. And then Mira said, jokes. Here's more. What is going on with Guts right now as he's huffing and puffing? Hey, huh? If you don't want to die, quit wandering around. Alright. He's opened his wounds again, fighting so recklessly. Oh shit, yeah, he's flashbacking, dude. He's flashbacking to the eclipse. But there's an unstoppable, terrible rage swirling inside Guts, more so than usual. Why? Wow, so seeing Farnese in that position, just took him back to triggered that eclipse PTSD. Yep, fully. And he's mad about it. What was that? What the fuck is happening? I won't bother to shield my wounds. I don't care if my arm's torn off. Thanks to you all stupid tricks. This vivid sentiment, remembered after so long. This feeling that started it all. Thank you. Whoa. It's the worst I ever feel. You'll all keep dying until the day breaks. Jeez. Somehow, as he sat beneath the brightening sky, panting like a beast, splattered with the blood of his prey, the image touched me. It was solemn and beautiful, almost like a painting adorned a basilica. Painting adorning a basilica. I merely sought to escape, shivering in fear. Not once could I call upon my lord. I avow myself a woman of God, but not even the name I've invoked a countless thousand times. Damn. Past and future. I guess we can see how the past comes to play in chapter 124. So we had this situation where like Guts just absolutely filled with like way more rage than usual, which even Puck can feel, but then it sort of like allowed him to steal and resolve himself and push through the entire night. And Farnese just sitting there like witnessing and watching the event take place. And this is, I guess, this is interesting because, you know, the end of the chapter, previous chapter starts with I, then you have to, when this chapter, you know, hadn't even come out yet, people had to wait until the next chapter to continue on her sentence. I was tiny, wretched, and powerless in the shade of the morning sky. Morning of truth. As light comes and washes away the demons of the night. Powerless? Are the powerless then without sin? Don't lie. Don't deceive. Don't delude yourself with fair words. It exists within you, yet you cannot reveal it. Dark, dark desire. No. Even plugging your ears is futile, because this is your inner voice. You felt it then. Then, while you thrashed that man's steel physique, you know you felt it. It swells within you. This morbid lust. There you go. See, you guys didn't even have to tell me and be like, she wasn't angry, she was horny. The story tells me. You guys need to hold your tongue, okay? The story will literally point it out to me. And then I'll go, cool, okay, it makes sense that it wasn't so much an anger thing. It was a lustful thing. You know, the story is the story is revealing that to us now. And then, as the blood trickled from his unflinching form, no, a wave of pleasure filled you. I don't want to hear this. It's like the classic, like, she's like restricted and forbidden by like doing these things. Therefore, the temptation and feelings of it is all too sweet, because it's forbidden. The forbidden fruit of whipping a kinky, bulky man. That is not all. When you lashed yourself, feigning introspection, you were constantly discovering pleasure, even within that pain. Yeah, there you go. So when she was whipping her own back, I was like, she getting enjoyment out of this one as well. You simply lie to your own soul from behind your religion and devote your body to shameful pleasure. That is you. That's not true. There is nothing at all inside you. What things you can boast of to yourself and others are trifling. You're an insignificant woman because you fear knowing you're nothing. You're just drunk on God's authority. Oh God, look at this image. All that exists within you is desire. You want to defile and be defiled. Yourself and others, body and soul. Just such a dark, dark desire. Inside here, there is no God. Only this aching is truth. Give yourself to it. For you, it's the only sure thing. You're too far from God. She walks to and approaches Guts. Hey. Ooh, okay, Guts. Okay, lady. She's giving in to temptation here. What's the big idea? Great, so we just had almost horse rape, and now we're having Farnese make unwanted advances on Guts. Guts, she's, been possessed. Because, you notice the brand is bleeding. Yeah, you notice that, like, straight away, because, like, looking through here, we obviously have our lovely, spirit that's like sneaking up on her and approaching and being like, haha, this is your inner voice speaking. This is you. But obviously with like that possession, I guess like it would have an idea of like her innermost like thoughts and, you know, and secrets. So the demon has possessed Farnese to then try and make an advance on Guts to get him vulnerable, to then maybe get the kill or feast on him a bit. Licking his wounds. Oh my god. She really do be riding upon the Dragon Slayer too. I don't think that would be as pleasurable, but I guess, you know, whatever floats your boat. She really do just be grinding on the Dragon Slayer. She's like, this slab of iron was way too big to be called a sword, but I will use it as my sex toy. Puck is like it's even like so confronting to the point where Puck is just like, what the fuck? How is Guts even allowing this to happen right now? Just like, even knowing that she's been possessed, I would have fully expected him to like push her off and try and figure out what to do with her. But she's just going to wrap that rope around his neck and try and strangle him. Guts, what strength? Lift it up. Lift the sword up slowly. Savor it with me. The pleasure. Now. Split me open slowly. Holy shit, man. Hell with it. I'll knock her out again. Ah, there you go. As the sun comes up and the spirit is ejected from her body and Puck deals with it, she lets go. Look, if you're back to normal, then get the hell off me. Oh, she's not happy about that. Just, I guess the inner turmoil, like, especially because, like, obviously she's like lying to herself and trying to hide these things from herself in the name of God, and then she just gets briefly possessed, and the just like that, all of it's like undone, and she like acts upon all of that lust, and then she like snaps back to reality. I couldn't imagine it would be very easy. And then we have the perfect time for Serpico to rock up and be like, what am I looking at right now? And put something over her. Can you stand? Kill him. You will kill that man here immediately for the sake of my honor. Kill him. Lady Farnese, please calm down. That would be unwise in any case. I do not know what happened, but it is not our duty in the first place to is it not our duty in the first place to apprehend him, to forfeit that for momentary feelings? It doesn't matter. Kill him. To be honest, that is not possible for me. You saw it, Commander, his superhuman strength. I would only die in vain. Slap. Ouch. Ah. Commander. Ooh, nosebleed. Again, you have caused her to cry, my commander. Don't look at me. You just heard the situation. And I will ask your pardon for now. If you would be willing to overlook things. I guess I owe you one then. Yes, well. Whatever. Oh shit. As soon as he turned his back. Whoa. He's quick, man. As soon as he turns his back, he goes for it. Look at this. Look at his focus. Like, whips the sword out of his sheath. And Guts swings around with the Dragon Slayer. Wow. Got him on the cheek. Nice draw style. You as well. Just as I expected. It was just a graze, too. Took his shoe off. My god. Super fast. That fighting style gonna remind him of Griffith, moving so quick with a sword like that. So on that note, until we meet again, I've done what I meant to do. Hey, farewell for now. You too, little one. He can see Puck. Hell of an exit. He's tricky. But you know, she seems kind of sad, that Farnese person. It's like she's bound up on all sides. I'm the one who's bound up, moron. Now I've got even more to worry about. From dead spirits to priests, what a pain. Speaking of which, we've got to ask why they're trying to catch you. And that image I got from Guts before, what was it? Ooh. Commander, please wait. I must kill him. Must kill him. Must kill him. Must seal his lips. If he's allowed to live, then I... Interesting. We have another chapter that ends with her dialogue trailing off. The end of the morning of truth. It's so interesting and so much more than I thought it was going to be out of these characters. I thought they might end up being like a momentary hurdle, or just something in the road for Guts to overcome. But it seems like we're going to definitely be getting more of them, especially from Farnese. And there's definitely some confronting stuff in here, and some interesting sort of character interactions. So I'm excited to see how that's going to go. But yeah, if you ever get to the point where you are trying to mount a sword and ask you to be sliced up the middle by it, then maybe you need to go and take an ice bath. Just cool down a bit, because, not to kink shame, do what you want, but maybe not that. Maybe not that. There's plenty of other fun things you can do instead of slicing yourself, starting at the vagina, getting the old pussy slice out. Just try something else. The whipping is a bit more tame. You can go with that. Thank you so much for joining me for this PG, family-friendly related episode of Berserk. As always, it's been a pleasure. A very interesting few chapters to return to reading with. But next time we will start with chapter 126 and see how the Holy Iron Chain Knights and their story continue to be involved with Guts' journey. So thank you so much for watching and reading and listening along, and I'll see you next time.